Hey there, my name is John Stevenson. Welcome to the Guaranteed Retirement Guy Show. Today we're going to be talking about the best annuity companies out there. Okay, I work with all of them, and I'm going to share with you the top ones that I would recommend either for income or for maybe index growth or MYGA growth. MYGA is a multi-year guaranteed annuity, pays fixed rates. And then you got ones that are best for SPIAs and DIAs. So it really depends on what you are looking for. I do know companies out there, brokerages out there that will try to sell one product and they claim it could solve everything, but it doesn't. Okay. It really depends on what your goals are. If you're looking for highest lifetime income, if you're looking for increasing income, it really depends on that. And so I'm going to share with you some scenarios. I'm going to show you the best companies that I'm recommending right now for the highest payouts for different scenarios, whether it be growth, income, or a mix. Okay. All right. So let me share my screen and we'll go over this together. Okay. So I am using a client in North Carolina. We've got $1 million and they are 62 years old. Okay. And this is a single payout. They're going to start taking income at 62. Okay. And then I'll talk about it, joint as well. But you'll notice at 62, the best companies, okay, the best options are these companies right here. See Emeritus? Good company, 100 years old. I work with them all the time. They are great and they're solid. Okay. And that's the highest payout. See Prudential's been around a long time. They're easy to work with as well. Nassau Life is great. They're 100 years old. They're B++ though. So a lot of times that concerns people when they're looking at lifetime income. So usually when I'm recommending products, I say stick with an A-rated or higher. You got F&G. F&G's been around for a while. They're just not as old as some of these top companies, but they're solid. They are a solid company, and I've got a lot of people with them doing very well. Same with Corbridge. Corbridge owns AIG, and that's a 100-year-old company, and they are very, very good. And I have a lot of clients with them as well. Then you got Symetra. You got Athene. Athene is known for bailing people out. They got a 10% premium bonus, which can be good for replacements. And then you got Allianz. Allianz is excellent. A lot of companies. A lot of brokerages, advisors will recommend Allianz based off of their size and their rating, but you have to realize that the payout here is just not as high as some of these others. And so hopefully if they're showing you that, they're also showing you these other options that are just as good. Okay. You got Nationwide. Nationwide is known for having some of the highest customer service in the industry, and people love them. You got Global Atlantic. You've got Midland. Midland's 119 years old, I think. And then North American, their sister company, is 126 years old. They are sister companies, and they are with Salmon's Financial Group. So good companies. I've done a lot of business with them. Guarantee Income Life, Gillico, I've done a lot of business with them. They're a good company. They've got some really good growth products. Sometimes they're competitive with their income. As you can see right now, they're not, but that could change. You got Mass Mutual and so on. So anyways, there's good options out there, but this is for a single payout. Okay. What if it's a joint? So people ask well, what's the best annuity company? That's so subjective because the best for you cannot be the best, might not be the best for someone else, and often is not. So if you're married, look at that. They flip-flop. Prudential's now the best. Okay. So they're both so close though. Prudential might not be a bad idea if you're looking for highest rating, right? So you see Nassau stays up there pretty good. So does Corbridge and so on. So we got different options there. But now let's go back here and say, well, what's the best annuity company if I'm going to wait 16 years to take income, for instance? I'm not going to take immediate. I'm going to wait 16 years. Are there better options? Yes, there are. It's American Equity and Nationwide New Heights product. Okay, different than the other one we're looking at. These are better payouts. Okay, so it just depends on what your time frame is. Your advisor should be showing you what the best annuity companies and products that are best for your specific time frame. Okay. All right. Scroll down. You can see a little bit more. Global Atlantic. Global Atlantic, I haven't done a lot of business with them just because they haven't been the highest payout, but they have some decent growth products. ClearSpring, I've done a lot of business with them. They used to be Guggenheim, and they're good. They're a good company. They're just A-. They haven't been around as long as some of these others, and they aren't as big. Athene, again, a great company. Talked about before, they have been known to bail out companies that were having problems. So we got Nassau, Equitrust, excellent company. They actually were really high for income a year ago, and they're not being competitive right now, but you can see Well, but they are being competitive for near term. But anyways, they're a good company, excellent company, and I can see them probably becoming an A-rated company at some point. They have positive momentum. So I do have clients that are with them that do have lifetime income. But I just tell people, I say, if you can get as high of income as possible with higher ratings, do it. So F&G, Delaware's good. A lot of business with them. They're actually really good on the growth side. If you're looking for an index with the S&P 500, highly recommend them. Highly recommend them because they have a reputation of keeping their cap rates and their participation rates high all the time. Okay. That's really important. Consistency. When you're looking for a growth product, you have to choose to work with a company that has that reputation, because if they have that reputation, they want to keep that reputation. And that's really, really good for a consumer. Okay, Midland, good as well. They're known for having the birthday anniversaries. So you buy an annuity 1 month before your birthday, then your first anniversary is in 1 month. So essentially you could take income a year earlier. If you're planning on waiting 10 years, you could get income in 9 years if your birthday is like right around the corner, right? Because you still did 10 anniversaries because your birthday just came up right after buying the policy. So this can work. And I've had clients that do very, very well with this. And they're like, yeah, this is great. I'm getting nearly the same amount of income, but I'm getting a year early. So that can work very well for that. And they also allow Roth conversions, partial Roth conversions after purchasing the annuity, which is really important to know. So, and they do that without lowering your lifetime income. So they do it, and so does American Equity. So there you go. American Equity is right on the top here. So see, there's a big difference on the type of companies and products that you use, whether it be, taking income now or defer it out for, 16 years. Now, what if I went in the middle of the road and you're like, well, I'm going to take income at 69. Okay. What would $1 million give me? Well, here you go. Equitrust, ClearSpring, Nassau, Corebridge, American Equity, and so on. So you got lots of options. So again, if you're looking to purchase an annuity with me and you're thinking, hey, I can trust John, and if you don't trust me, then don't book a call. Okay, do your research and check out my annuity calculators and really go with who you're comfortable with. That's important. So I'm not here to sell you something. I'd love to sell you an annuity. That's how I make my money. But at the same time, I want you to do what's best for you. Okay, just do your research and then figure out who you want to work with. But there is a link on my website, and there's also a link below this video that goes to my calendar. It'll be a Zoom meeting. Okay, so now that we talked about income riders, let's go over to MYGAs. Okay, because are there different companies that are better for certain products? Yes, there are. So we'll go in here and we'll say any rating, just to see what the top ones are. Top MYGAs. So sometimes one company will fill up one slot. Let's see here. Yeah, top 3, Revel 1. Yep. So 5, 7, and 10 year are usually the best options for growth. You see Revel 1 has like a 5.85. Pretty good. They're really good for that. They're B++ though, but it's only for 5 years. Okay, they're a 50-year-old company. They're a pretty decent company, and I have lots of people with them. I highly recommend them. American National, really good too. They're just not as high of a amount as Revel 1. Okay, they are for the 6 year, but not for the 5 year. You see the difference? Yeah, the 5 years are better. So if you look at, let me look at the 7 years. 7 years are good too. See 7 years. See 10 years. Now, what if I just went and said, well, I can only see the top 3. Let's see all of them. Say all MYGAs. Now we can see Revel 1, Equitrust. I recommend both of these companies. I work with them all the time. Ocean View too. Okay, Ocean View is A-rated and you get less versus up here. So it just depends on your risk tolerance. So, but I work with all these. Lincoln Financial, great. They've got some great index products. Absolutely phenomenal. Okay. Not so great for the MYGA. Like if you're looking for highest growth rate for a 10 year, it's probably not the best option if you're looking for highest rate. So again, it just depends on what you're looking for. Okay. So let's move on from this and we'll go to the SPIA calculator. SPIAs are just a single premium immediate annuity. And let's say you want a cash refund because you don't want your money to go to the insurance company if you die early. If you look at that and you look at an immediate payout, then it'll show us the best companies for that. See Penn Mutual. Penn Mutual is the highest payout. And I've got a ton of people going into Penn Mutual right now because of this. But they require a paper application, which requires more work from me and you. So just so you know, If you want to do something easier, like an app, then go to Athene. Okay. It's a little bit easier. Symetra as well, American National, New York Life, gold standard for SPIAs. A lot of people like New York Life and they'll just buy it because it's New York Life. So, but again, if whatever you're looking for, I will show it to you, and you can find it on my website as well. So if you're looking for highest income, I usually will always tell people, well, you should choose an income rider. Yeah, they have fees, but the fees just come out of the account balance. They don't come out of your income. So it's usually the best choice. So just depends on your goals. So anyways, I just wanted to show you, these are the companies I work with. I work with over 70 carriers, and it really depends on your unique need. Okay, if it's income, or if it's like a period certain, or if it's a fixed rate for a certain number of years, you want to park your money. It depends on that. That will depend on what company I recommend. But I'm going to just show you, here's what's available. Now you can kind of decide for yourself what you want. So if you want me to help you, I'd love to. There's a link below this video, and there's a link on my website to book a call. And if you got questions, comment below. If you like the video, please click the like button, subscribe, share. And I do appreciate you for watching. And we'll see you next time.